My child, stop and listen to me right now. You did not arrive here by accident. You did not find this by chance. I have drawn you here. I have arranged this moment before you ever clicked, before you ever searched. I had already marked this as your appointment. Yes, you. After all the hours you have waited, after all the moments you questioned whether I was still moving, after every silent tear you wiped away when no one else saw. Those hours, every single one of them, have led you to this exact second. Do not skip this. Do not turn away. What happens next will shift everything you thought you understood. This is your sign. I am speaking to you as your Savior, as the one who formed you before the foundations of the earth were laid. I have watched you in the waiting. I have seen you glance at the clock, wondering when your breakthrough would arrive. I have heard the sighs that escaped your chest when another day passed without the answer you longed for. You believed you were standing in a long line, forgotten, unseen, pushed to the back while others moved ahead. But what you did not see is that I was rearranging the order. While you thought you were last, I was positioning you to be first. The hours of waiting were not punishment. They were preparation. Every delay you endured strengthened your spirit. Every unanswered prayer stretched your faith. Every closed door built your endurance. You thought I was silent, but I was working in places your eyes could not reach. I was aligning circumstances. I was shifting hearts. I was moving obstacles that would have crushed you had they remained. You saw stillness. I saw strategy. You felt forgotten. I was orchestrating favor. My child, heaven has your name written at the top of today's list. There is a release happening now. You are not second. You are not overlooked. You are not too late. You are first in line for the miracle assigned for this hour. I know how long you have carried the weight. I know how heavy the uncertainty has felt. I know how many times you whispered, Lord, when will it be my turn? And I answer you now, it is your turn. If you have been waiting longer than you expected, type the words, I trust you, Lord. Let that declaration rise from you, not only as a message but as a statement your own spirit needs to hear. But you must not allow distraction to steal this moment. The enemy trembles when you are this close to breakthrough. That is why doubt has whispered louder. That is why weariness has pressed harder. That is why the temptation to scroll past, to ignore, to assume this is not for you, has grown stronger. Do not skip this. Do not lose your place in alignment. What you are hearing is not entertainment. It is activation. I am shifting something in the unseen realm. Even now, chains you have carried are cracking. The fear that has followed you is losing its grip. The delay that mocked you is being overturned. You waited for what felt like seasons, but the next few moments will begin to undo years of frustration. What happens next will not make sense to your logic. It will exceed it. It will not look like the path you imagined. It will look better. You have prayed for provision. I am releasing it. You have prayed for healing. I am moving in your body. You have prayed for restoration. I am touching relationships that seemed beyond repair. You have prayed for direction. I am opening a door that no one will be able to shut. And when it opens, you will remember this moment. You will remember that I told you not to skip. You will remember that I said you were first. The waiting built capacity inside you. Had I answered you months ago, you would not have been ready to carry what I am about to place in your hands. You would have mishandled the blessing because your heart was still healing. But now, after the tears, after the disappointment, after the quiet battles you fought alone, you are ready, you are stronger, you are deeper, you are prepared. I need you to receive this fully. Do not half believe it. Do not say, maybe this is for someone else. It is for you. I would not have guided you here if it were not. I am intentional. I do not waste divine appointments. I have interrupted your routine because the miracle requires your attention. There are angels assigned to this shift. You may feel a calm settling over you. You may sense a sudden hope rising where heaviness once lived. That is not imagination. That is my presence moving closer. Not because I was far, but because you are stepping into awareness of what I am doing. Stay with me. Do not leave this message unfinished. The final word carries confirmation your spirit has been craving. What happens next will confirm that the waiting season has ended. You will see acceleration where there was stagnation. You will witness doors open rapidly. You will notice favor chasing you instead of you chasing opportunity. This is your sign, not tomorrow, not someday, today. And I declare over you now, the line has shifted. You are first. A miracle is being released. Hold your place in faith. Do not move in doubt. What I begin in this hour, no force can stop. My child, quiet your heart and lean closer to my voice. This moment you are standing in is not random. It is not ordinary. You did not arrive here by chance, nor were you guided by accident. I, the Lord your God, arranged this divine appointment before you ever realized you needed it, before you felt the ache in your chest, before you questioned the silence, before you wondered whether your prayers were reaching me. I had already marked this hour. I have summoned you here intentionally. I have drawn you by my spirit, because what I am about to do in your life requires your full attention. Do not treat this as just another message. Do not assume this is coincidence. There are no coincidences in my kingdom. There are only moments of alignment, and this is one of them. You have asked me for a sign. You have whispered in the quiet, Lord, show me that you are still with me. Show me that I am not forgotten. And I am answering you now. The fact that you are hearing these words at this exact time is proof that I am actively orchestrating your steps. I guide you even when you do not see my hand. I lead you even when the path feels ordinary. You may think you found this moment on your own, but it was I who nudged your spirit. I who stirred your curiosity. I who slowed your pace just enough for you to stop and listen. This is not a human interruption. This is a divine appointment. My child, come closer now. Let me remind you of what you have walked through. The hours of waiting were not wasted. Not one second slipped through my hands unnoticed. Not one tear fell to the ground without me catching it. You may look back at those long days and see only silence. But I look back and see sacred shaping. I look back and see growth forming in places you did not know existed inside you. I look back and see a heart being strengthened, purified, enlarged. I remember the nights when you lay awake staring into the darkness, your thoughts louder than the quiet around you. You tried to pray, but the words felt tangled. Sometimes all you could whisper was my name. Sometimes all you could manage was a sigh. Do you think I ignored those moments? No, my beloved. I leaned in closer. I heard the tremble in your breathing. I felt the weight pressing against your chest. When you could not form full sentences, your silence spoke louder than any eloquent prayer. I understood what you could not express. I saw you sitting at that table, staring at a closed door you had knocked on too many times. I watched your hand pause before you picked up the phone to make that call. I saw you open your mouth and then say nothing, because you did not know what to say. I saw you close your eyes and whisper, Lord, I do not know what to do next. I was there in that room with you. I heard every word. I felt every pause. I saw the moments when you scrolled through the news of other people's victories and quietly set your phone down. You were happy for them genuinely, but something inside you ached. You wondered what was different about you. You wondered if there was something you were missing. There was not. You were simply in a different chapter, and I was writing yours with greater care. I saw the nights you sat in your car after a long day, not yet ready to go inside. Just sitting, just breathing, just asking me if any of this would ever turn around. I want you to know that in those moments I was sitting there with you. Not far away, not occupied with other things, present fully, quietly. There, I saw the tears you wiped away quickly so no one else would notice. The tears that came in private when you were tired of being strong. You tried to smile in front of others, pretending you were fine. But in the quiet of your room, you let the mask fall. I was there. I was not standing at a distance. I was beside you, closer than your own heartbeat. Every tear was counted, every cry was recorded, nothing was wasted. You asked me why the answer was taking so long. You wondered why doors remained closed when you had knocked so many times. You questioned whether you had failed in some hidden way. You replayed your mistakes, thinking perhaps the delay was punishment. But hear me clearly now. The waiting was never punishment. It was preparation. It was not rejection. It was refinement. Think of a vessel being stretched to hold more than it once could. That stretching can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like pressure, but without it, There is no room for increase. I was enlarging your faith. I was strengthening your patience. I was deepening your trust, so that when the miracle arrives, you will carry it with wisdom and humility. You did not see what was happening behind the scenes. While you felt delayed, I was arranging pieces you could not see. Conversations were being aligned. Circumstances were being shifted. Obstacles were being removed quietly, so that they would not crush you later. What felt like inactivity to you was careful orchestration to me. I do not rush what is sacred. I do not hurry what requires precision. There were battles you never knew you were facing, because I fought them before they reached you. There were attacks that never landed because I intercepted them. There were paths you almost took that would have led to deeper pain. But I closed those doors for your protection. You thought I was withholding. I was shielding. You thought I was silent. I was defending. My child, even angels were assigned during your delay. You were not standing alone in that waiting room. There were heavenly messengers dispatched on your behalf. While you were praying, angels were moving. While you were crying, angels were guarding. While you were questioning, angels were standing watch over your future. I command my angels concerning those who trust me, and you, my beloved, were under constant protection. You may never fully know in this life how much was prevented during that delay. How many harmful doors were closed before you even reached them? How many words spoken against you were turned away before they landed? How many assignments of the enemy were dismantled quietly, without your knowledge? You were never as alone as you felt. You were never as exposed as you feared. There were nights when discouragement tried to overwhelm you completely, but you noticed that somehow, you always found just enough strength to rise the next morning. That strength was not from you alone. It was grace released in real time. It was my spirit sustaining you when your own energy was gone. You thought you were barely surviving, but in truth, you were being supernaturally upheld. If you can feel even the smallest shift happening inside you right now, type the words, "Something is breaking." Let that truth be spoken out loud, because what you declare in faith, I confirm in power. The delay also revealed your true hunger for me. In the beginning, you may have sought the outcome more than my presence, but as the waiting stretched on, something shifted. You began to seek me for who I am, not just for what I could give you. You began to sit with me even when there was no immediate answer. You began to trust my character more than your circumstances. That transformation was priceless. That intimacy was sacred. It could only be formed in the waiting. And that is exactly why I allowed the waiting to last as long as it did. Not to break you, but to bring you closer. Not to strip you of hope, but to redirect your hope toward the only source that will never fail you. You are not the same person who first began praying for this. You are quieter inside now, steadier, less shaken by the things that once sent you into panic. That is not by accident. That is the fruit of the season you have walked through. Your silent prayers were powerful. Do not underestimate them. When you whispered, "Lord, help me," heaven moved. When you said, "I do not understand, but I trust you," spiritual ground was claimed. When you chose not to quit, even when giving up seemed easier, you declared faith louder than words ever could. That faith built spiritual authority in you. It strengthened your inner foundation, so that you will not be easily shaken in the days ahead. Every extra day of waiting was adding strength to your spirit. Every hour of uncertainty was increasing your endurance. Every unanswered question was pushing your roots deeper into me. What grows slowly, with deep roots, can withstand storms. I was building you to withstand what is coming, not just to celebrate what is arriving. There were also lessons unfolding quietly. You learned discernment. You learned to recognize my voice more clearly. You learned which distractions to release and which priorities to embrace. The waiting clarified your vision. It purified your motives. It stripped away dependence on approval and forced you to rely on my affirmation alone. That is not wasted time. That is holy preparation. My beloved, I need you to see your waiting differently now. It was not empty space. It was sacred ground. It was the workshop where your character was formed. It was the training ground where your spirit matured. It was the hidden season where heaven prepared you for visible victory. Nothing was wasted. Not the tears, not the silence, not the confusion, not even the frustration. I use every detail. I redeem every moment. I weave every thread into a greater story. What you saw as delay, I saw as development. What you felt as stagnation, I knew as strengthening. Now, as you stand at the edge of breakthrough, do not despise the waiting season. It built you, it matured you, it aligned you. The hours of waiting were the soil from which your miracle is about to grow. And because of that preparation, when the blessing arrives, you will not crumble under its weight. You will stand firm. You will steward it wisely. You will recognize it as my hand. Remember this always, my child. I never waste your pain. I never ignore your tears. I never overlook your silent prayers. The waiting was not empty, it was sacred. And even now, the angels who guarded you in the delay are preparing to rejoice with you in the release. If this message has carried my voice into a place inside you that needed to hear it, consider supporting the vessel I am using to bring it. What you pour into this work, I will multiply back into your life. You may do so through super thanks below. My child, lift your eyes now and see beyond what your natural vision has allowed you to believe. You have stood in what felt like a long, unmoving line. You have watched others step forward. You have celebrated them while quietly wondering when your name would be called. You have smiled while your heart whispered, Lord, when is it my turn? And now I answer you with clarity and authority. You are first in line. In the Spirit, there is movement you cannot see with human eyes. There are gates in heaven that do not swing open by accident. They open by command. And in this hour, I am giving the command. Imagine the gates of heaven parting, not slowly, not reluctantly, but with divine certainty, light spilling through. Assignments being activated, decrees being released, your name echoing in places you have never walked physically, but have been known eternally. This is not poetry. This is reality in my kingdom. Think about what it means for heaven to move on your behalf. Every resource that has been held in readiness, every answer that has been waiting for this exact timing, every connection that has been held in place until the appointed hour. When the command is given, all of it begins to move at once. Not in pieces, not partially, but in fullness. And the command is being given right now over your life, in this moment. You thought you were waiting outside closed doors. But what you did not know is that I was bringing you to the front. While you measured time in days and weeks, I was measuring readiness. While you counted how long it had been, I was counting how strong you had become. And when the moment of release arrived, I positioned you first. Do not misunderstand this. It is not that I have forgotten others. My grace flows to many. My mercy covers multitudes. But divine order is determined by me, and in this order, in this specific hour, you are first. There are seasons when others move ahead, and you cheer them on. But this is the season when heaven moves you forward. I see the humility in you. I see the way you hesitated to even believe you could be first. You thought perhaps this word belonged to someone more qualified, more spiritual, more confident. But my child, I do not choose based on human comparison. I choose according to purpose. I position according to preparation, and you have been prepared. The gates of heaven are opening because alignment has been completed. The waiting refined you, the tears softened you. The silence matured you. And now that the preparation has reached its fullness, I call you forward. Not because you pushed your way ahead, not because you demanded attention, but because you endured with faith. Others will receive their blessings in their appointed times. But this moment carries your name. There is a specific grace being released now that is designed for you. If I were to give it to another, it would not fit the same. If I were to delay it further, it would no longer align with the divine timing I have established. Understand this clearly. Favor is not random. Favor is not luck. Favor flows in divine order. And right now you are standing under an open heaven. There is a current of grace moving toward you. There is a divine acceleration surrounding you. Things that once resisted you are about to respond differently. Doors that would not budge are about to swing wide. I need you to remain attentive. Do not grow careless at the edge of breakthrough. When you are first in line, you must be ready to step forward when called. The enemy understands divine timing. He knows that when heaven's gates open, shifts happen quickly. That is why distractions increase when you are close to your blessing. That is why doubt whispers louder when you are about to move forward. He hopes you will step out of alignment by losing attention, but I am calling you to remain steady. Keep your heart alert. Keep your spirit listening. When I nudge you, respond. When I open the door, walk through it. When I shift the relationship, trust the shift. Do not cling to what I am moving away from you. Do not hesitate when I create new space. Being first in line requires courage to step into what is unfamiliar. Heaven's gates are not decorative. They signify access, access to provision, access to restoration, access to opportunities that were previously restricted. I am granting you access in this season. Access that you did not earn by perfection, but received through surrender. Access that flows not from human approval, but from my decree. You may feel unworthy. You may question whether you are ready. But readiness in my kingdom is not about flawless performance. It is about surrendered trust, and you have learned to trust me even when you did not understand me. That trust is why you are first. I have more words reserved for you, more divine appointments already prepared. Tell this channel to keep reaching you. Press that button to subscribe, and I will ensure my voice continues to find you in the exact moments you need it most. My child, quiet your heart one final time and receive this closing word. A miracle is not just coming, it is already moving. You may not see it yet with your natural eyes, but in the spirit there has been a shift. The atmosphere around you is not the same as it was yesterday. Something has changed. The weight that pressed against you so heavily is beginning to lift. The heaviness that followed you from room to room is loosening its grip. This is not imagination, this is movement. What felt stuck is beginning to flow. What felt delayed is beginning to align. I have spoken a word over your situation, and when I speak, creation responds. The tension that once filled your thoughts is being replaced with quiet expectation, that subtle calm, that unexpected spark of hope, that sudden feeling that something is about to break open. That is me. Chains are breaking spiritually, even before you see physical evidence. The fear that once whispered constantly is losing its authority. The lie that told you nothing would ever change is being silenced. The patterns that tried to repeat themselves in your life are being interrupted. I am dismantling cycles that have held you captive for years. You fought battles you did not even know had names, but I knew them. And now I am tearing down what has stood too long. There were chains attached to discouragement, chains attached to limitation, chains attached to the belief that you would always struggle in the same way. But I am breaking them, one by one, quietly, but powerfully. You may feel it as a sudden clarity in your thoughts. You may notice old fears no longer grip you the same way. You may wake up with strength that does not match your circumstances. That is because the breaking has begun. Do not measure the miracle only by what you can see immediately. The miracle begins in the spirit before it manifests in the natural roots. Shift underground before the tree above changes shape. Walls crack internally before they collapse visibly. And right now, there are cracks forming in obstacles that once seemed immovable. What happens next will exceed your imagination. You have tried to predict how I will move. You have formed pictures in your mind of what the breakthrough might look like. But I tell you now, my ways are higher than your expectations. I will not move in the limited shape you designed. I will move in a way that reveals my power clearly. You expected a slow improvement. I am preparing a sudden turnaround. You anticipated gradual relief. I am orchestrating swift reversal. What looked like decline will pivot into increase. What seemed like loss will transform into restoration. What felt like the end of an opportunity will become the beginning of something greater than before. There will be a moment when you realize everything shifted faster than you imagined possible. Conversations will change tone. Doors will open without resistance. People who overlooked you will recognize you. Situations that drained you will begin to feed you instead. The same place where you once felt unseen will become the place where favor finds you. I am not exaggerating, I am declaring. A miracle is already in motion. Even now, pieces are being rearranged. Even now, hearts are being softened. Even now, resources are being aligned. Even now, timing is accelerating. I need you to hold this truth without flinching. The miracle does not require your perfect understanding to move forward. It does not need your full confidence to be activated. It only needs your willingness to believe that I am who I say I am, and I am the God who finishes what I start. I am the God who keeps every promise I have spoken over your life. not some of them. Every single one you may ask, Lord, why can I not see it yet? Because faith walks ahead of sight. I want you to trust the movement before you witness the evidence. I want you to stand in confidence before the announcement arrives. This is how you partner with what I am doing. You do not wait until you see the door open to believe it exists. You believe, and then you watch it swing wide. My child, this is your moment. Do not shrink back. Do not allow one final wave of doubt to rob you of what I have positioned you to receive. You have come too far. You have endured too much. The tears were real. The nights were long. The battles were heavy, but you are still here. And that is not small. That is faithfulness. And faithfulness has a reward. I want you to carry this truth with you when you leave this message. Not as a feeling that fades, but as a knowing that stays. You are seen, you are known, you are positioned. The one who spoke the world into existence has spoken a word over your life. And what I speak does not return to me without fulfillment. Stand firm in this truth. The divine appointment is real. The positioning was intentional. You are first in line, and heaven knows your name type. You healed my soul. Lord, if you have felt my presence in this message, and share this word with someone who needs to know they have not been forgotten.